Good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500 for Wednesday, March 8th, 2023. It was actually another wild and sometimes very difficult day. It ended up being a day where I needed to spend a lot of time with the charts, and actually taking a look at what did they just do today. I normally am very good with saying, oh, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to figure this out because there will be an Elliott pattern that's going to fit and also fit the characteristics of where I think we are in the whole process. So again, I continue to look at the recent high, as the completion point for the minor wave 2. And what we're really kind of working through is the first 5 waves down to put in that first minute wave 1. I do think we actually did reach that 5th wave in the Globex session Tuesday to Wednesday. And so what I've labeled it is minute wave 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it starts to get very sticky. So first of all, I'm going to open it up here so that we can see 1, 2, and then this was where we left off last night. And it could have been a 1, 2, 1, 2. Ended up being 1, 2, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 3. Strange. We're going to, this is one of the first areas of difficulty. And it fits in, it works. I'm in the beginning stages. It all kind of fits in, as does this actually. This is today. So if we come down 3, 4, put in the 5, we're going to work through an A, B, C, put in a minute wave 2. We just finished a minor wave 2, and it also was an irregular B wave. So I'm like, are we getting into this habit now, market, where you just kind of toss it out there and then here we produce another one because you finish it in grand style? Now, what I'm going to do to kind of put something together here is that I would normally look, I'm going to go down to the 15-minute chart because we can see it pretty cleanly. So there we are. I'm going to open this up so now we can see inside. So I start looking at fibs between the different areas to see, because it's just all came in, how am I going to count this? Because if I just look at it, it very much looks like an ABC. And then this kind of looks like a diagonal, because it looks like 5 waves. So strange as it is, that is how I am looking at it. So the first one I put in is because I wanted to check out whether where I'm going to call a B wave, if that indeed is wave A, or is it wave 4, because I thought it could be a wave 4. But the first thing I did is put this up. Now, this again comes in as the A wave. And if this is the B wave, right, because we get an A, B, and a C. Look where it came in, 1.382, again, on the nose. And then launched, not just launched, but launched off that level. A 15-minute chart, and it came down and it hit 12,108, and within that first thing, it went up 150 points. Or actually 108, sorry, 61 points very quickly. And then puts in which could be all of C or wave 1 of C. Diagonals can happen in a 1 or, in a 5-wave sequence. And so they can happen in a C wave or a first wave or an A wave. But we're going to count this as 1 of C. So now what I need to put on is, what do I think? I'm going to back this back out to the hourly. Now I need to take a look at here because I need to catch that low. So again, we're also going to be looking at one additional. So instead of just retracements, we're now going to look at the extensions, and the extensions will give us what this wave C should look like. And okay, so you're going to play. All right. Starting there, we're going to run it to there. We're going to run it down to there. 1.618. Well, we're sitting up there. We're sitting up there. 1.618 is 12,236. And then 170.5 is 12,242. Kind of got up there, got stuck, didn't like it, went up, tried it again, comes back down below. Now, just ever so slightly staying below it. So again, what could all this be? That's 1. This is 2. Boom, 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 3. Boom, 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 4. Boom, 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 5. So now I'm going to go back and put in one more, but just a retracement. See, I'm building my windows. I'm building my pattern to where it could possibly top out. If indeed, minor 1, I'm looking for a minor 2. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to go down to that wave 1. And what do we got? Well, 50% is 12,312. Well, yeah, it could. And it's going to do it likely tomorrow for whatever their reasons are, folks. Whatever they're going to find. It may take until Friday, as a matter of fact. And that could then lead us into that expiration. Remember, everything seems to wrap itself around expirations right now. So that's why I'm not going to be bullish or bearish, but I am going to try to follow a pattern. And if they decide they're going to buy it up, I want to participate because my goal is to make X amount of dollars each day trading. So I don't care, but as long as they're going to do it and I can figure it out, and that's why I'm putting all these fibs together so I can take a look and say, well, if it is going to go up, what are limitations or expectations? If we step out and look at the minute degree, we're going to realize we can get up to here for a minute wave 2. If I bring it down to the sub-minute degree, I'm looking for a C wave. Well, that C wave would be 2.382 of the A wave here at 12,295. So that pretty much, I'm like, yeah, I probably should. But I'm looking, we're not that far away from it. So this is 1, this is 2. We get a 3, maybe bring us up to here, get a 4 and get a 5. So it's going to be all squished together yet again. But I'm thinking this is where we can get to. And here, they're all going to be peeing in their pants that we're going to go above this. This kind of remains in place. It's very clean, but that does not mean that this wave 2 can really just hang out up here. And basically, we start calling that we're just trading in a big old box. And right now, yeah, kind of looking that way. And then it got a box within the box. But inside of all of this, and between this market and the Treasury markets, and gold and silver, actually, there was plenty to trade. And in the various, and it happened at different times in the day. So if you're nimble and you can move through several markets, there was plenty to do and there was plenty to trade. So again, if we're still looking at this in the way I am, and it's in development, so we have to allow for other paths to come through. But again, right now, I have to let the market tell me. So again, I'm going to take this one off so we can clean up this interior a little bit and look to see A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure. It's not that big of a stretch. And again, the little bit bigger picture, I am continuing to look for a turn again and another but now would be bigger. This is a pretty good swing lower. But what we're now looking for after this is an even bigger one. So longer, greater, stronger. And trust me, we've had enough testimony before the House and the Senate to take us there. It's the market itself. It's the traders inside. It's the numbers. It's whatever it is creating the situation that we're in where we start to go down. Boom, it stops, we turn and we run. It is confusing, I agree. We need to get ourselves into a position where we can take the trade. Even if you're just positioning and it's only going to be a position for an hour or two or whatever, We're going to have to learn to get in and out. We're going to have to learn to be fast because kind of the market is telling us that until we drop strongly back into trend. This was trend. So we had more of these nice moves. This was weird. But you see what I'm saying? More of the rejection type moves. That's kind of a rejection type move. It just stopped and ran back up. And you know why it ran up? Because we moved into the last half hour, the last hour of trade. And as you'll see, as we get over to the S&P, they wanted 39.95. I was like, okay. And there's a whole bunch of things that comes into that. And then actually something we'll be adding to the trade room once Dan Ascani and I kind of put all the pieces together, which we are doing. But we have to put together how exactly we're going to present everything and show everything, because a lot of things are going to be there. And it's going to be in this new my new revamped trade room. Again, so tomorrow, what can I expect from the current position of the market? It may stay right in this box, folks. They might just do one of these and then go. A lot of things can happen into here. It can go or it can go. We have enough fuel for the market to dump. And it undoubtedly continues to feel that the market's like, well, okay, thank you. We heard you, Mr. Powell. Yep, interest rates are going to go up, but today we need to get to here. Or they're only going to hear it because they're going to hang their hat on the next number, the next economic number. We have several revolving around. We have jobless claims tomorrow morning, and on Friday morning, we have the employment situation. Both of those can take this thing into a nosedive, because now that we know that rates are going up, and part of the reason is because unemployment, or people going back to work, it's pretty robust. A lot of people are finding jobs. Good thing, but bad thing for inflation, bad thing for getting inflation under control. Good thing for the unemployment rolls, good thing for that benefit. But anyway, so we do have the catalysts that could drive the market, turn it lower. We may see it go up first, and then we have our levels, 12,271, 12,312, 12,350. That would be kind of topside for me, but hey, stranger things, and it can get there. So it just depends on where the boys want to put it. The boys and the girls, I'll be honest. The boys and the girls, where they want to put it. Okay. Our moving averages, flat as pancakes, and back on the hourly chart. The 200 dead, they're flat, they're straight across in a waveless sea of nothing. Markets moving above and below, doing basically nothing right now. And even in here, nice moves, but not promoting where we're going to go back up or we're going to go back down, staying right in the middle. So everything remains the same there in terms of either or tomorrow morning. Over in the S&P, it basically is the same deal. I had to really sit with this and really look at it. Now, the S&P, strangely enough, put in a new low way after the NASDAQ did. The NASDAQ didn't come down and put a new low during this hour. They put their new low, or the NASDAQ put its low in at this hour, and that I did count as an irregular B. But guess what? Here in the S&P, if I take it down to the 15-minute chart, you're like, what does that look like? One big mess. It's an irregular B within the A wave, and then just an irregular B in and of itself. So this is as best as I can do until the market tells me more. I'm counting this as there's the intermediate B wave, minor wave to completion point. And then we come down in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is today, this morning, during the Goldbeck session. It reached a low at 39.81 or 82. Then it goes into these wild swings. Bing, 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 bing. Jerome Powell steps up to the mic. Bam. We don't mind it. Bam. We don't know. Okay, we're fine. Up. Nope, we're rejecting it. So a lot of threes, a lot of ABC. And so let's just fill in some of those blanks. Here we go. We're going to first put in the fibs for what we believe is going to be, here, what would our B wave look like? There again, I open it up. Now I got to bring it back up. 1.382, both kind of came in between, exceeded, and this one went down to 1.618, which is an acceptable level. It's just the next fib down. And it hit that and then launched. So when I sit and I look at it and I try to count it and I keep looking at it, I'm like, wow, it's just really very, very strange that it's getting all this threes, right? There's the 5. A, B, and then launch up into a C. It was weird. And then come flying back down in another B wave because that turns into A. B, irregular. Now we're back in the C. So let me pull this back out. And now I want to take a look at, well, what could this C wave bring me? So I'm going to get rid of that. And now I'm going to go and just put again fibs for what can wave 2 look like? Well, 40-20, 40-32, sure can. Sure can. Initial, 4,000. It's the safety zone. It goes back into its safety zone. 4,000 has been the safety zone for the S&P for quite some time. We drift below it. Everybody gets nervous. They run. And if you notice, most of the times, like, it's some algorithm triggering that this is extremely overbought and this is a place to buy because it's a fib level, a deep fib level. Boom, buyers. It just turns those things green and they all come running in and we move. I believe that could have been another one. Running particular fibs. You get these numbers, they go for it. Now, C wave. What are we going to look at? Well, we've got this A wave down to the B wave. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to put up the extensions. Again, from here, all right. It never wants to just do it for me. I go from there up to this A wave, down to this B wave. And actually, it's right there. Now, 1.618, right there. Right there, 4,006. 1, 2, 3, we got a little 4, we get a 5. I tell you, if it comes in and it does that, this being 1.618, this being 1.618, or even 1.7, 170.5, or even up into here. And then we start matching up with this minute 2. So these all fall into place and they start matching each other. And I look at the move and I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going to look for. And let's see what the market does when it gets there. Is it going to extend further? We will have to look and make that judgment then. Or is that it and it's going to turn and get rejected again? We'll have to wait and see. And again, if it gets up here and it gets rejected at the 200 EMA or the 200 SMA and it starts to drop, I'd expect we get a lot of heavy hits. Now, this very could well be 1, 2, 3, but that's a kind of a little teeny tiny 4. So maybe we need a little bit of another up and then a down and then a back up. We've seen that play before right here. Why couldn't it do it again, just on a smaller degree? But again, around minute, this was minor. So they tend to get a little smaller, and it could be even, we're not going to go into the minute, but it all fits. If we come in tomorrow and we're sitting way below here, then either it ended in a failure, or if it got up into here, they started without us. We've seen that happen too. So S&P, what we can look for. Difficult? Yes. Take a good step back, run some fibs. When they start to fit, you've got your count. Because we can remember we put up retracements for a fourth wave. or for the corrective process. And then we got this. And then we got this and that. So it all fit. And it continues to fit. So again, we're going to just see what all comes out of this. And I'm going to leave it right there. I'm sorry. The next update will be on Thursday, March the 9th.